Okay, so Chief, one of the things that you talked about right away was getting these surveys out for the department, because you're listening to the community, but you're ultimately listening to the department as well, right?
Absolutely, it's critical to me as I go out in communities and talk, but similarly, it's inside. What's going on in our watch commander's offices? What's going on in our detective bays? What's going on in the streets as our men and women are out there working?
So let's get some details about this. The survey goes out this week.
Yeah.
Right. How long are they going to have to? How hard is it going to be to fill out the survey?
So we've tried to do everything possible to make it as simple and straightforward as possible. So it's about 5 to 8 minutes online. Mm-hmm. Be able to use it by dialing up on your phone, a computer, iPad, and then once you're in it, it's totally anonymous. And the feedback is meant for me, and it's also meant for all of us, because when I get it, I'm going to turn it around and put it right back out.
How long is it going to be available for our department to?
Well, we want it out there long enough in case someone's off on vacation or on some days off, so it'll be posted for about 6 weeks. So I think that it'll be out beginning July 4th. It'll go for 6 weeks. I'll put us in about the middle to the end of August, and then 30 days after that, we'll put it back out to all of us.
So you're going to turn around pretty quickly.
Oh, absolutely. This is important to me that we're transparent with this, that whatever you tell me as far as each member of the organization, I want to put it right back out to you. This is our scorecard.
What do you hope to get from this?
I hope for this to be the first of a series of questions that gauges how are we doing and how can we make and move the needle to make it better. I've heard clearly, as I've reached out to the watch commander's offices and in roll calls and in the field, that people feel like they're overworked, that we're asking too much of them, that they're not being treated fairly in all instances. And yet I also hear very positive remarks. And so this is to give me an idea of where we're at today as a needle, if you will. And then how do I, 6 months, a year from now, as we go out and ask that question again, has that needle gotten better or has it gotten worse? Or has it stayed the same? And what's impacting that? What is impacting people's feeling of that they're valued, that they're appreciated, that they're respected, that we're listening? And this is a matter that across the entire organization, sworn and civilian, it's important to me that we ask. As I was coming up in the organization, sometimes it felt like bad news always came down faster than good news, and it came down harder. And so my effort is to ensure that as we move forward as a chief here for this great department, is that what is being said in the roll call rooms, what's being said in the watch commander's office, what can I do to identify areas that we need to improve upon, resources I need to bring to bear, practices we need to change, that people feel like they've got a part of this organization and this organization is listening to them. And then secondly is that people are protected, that whatever they say, it is what it is, and that lastly we put it back out for all of us to see. This is our organization, so it's important to me that it's not just a scorecard for Mike Moore, it's a scorecard for the leadership of this organization and for every member of it.
And you've been, you were named roughly 3 weeks ago, as the new chief of police, and you've been going to roll calls pretty much since day one. How many have you made it through? Almost the whole department? Yeah, have we done 21?
Yeah. No, we reached all 21 stations. My apologies to those that I didn't see. I recognize that when I was in Harbor, I saw Harbor Watch 4, and I was able to talk with some detectives and some civilians that were there, but I recognize that was one snapshot of time, and across all 21 stations, I've just gotten that one snapshot. So they're going to continue to see me out there. I'm going to continue to move around the organization and drop in from time to time. Don't want things to be overly structured. I don't want a bunch of pomp and circumstances. We're working every day. So as I'm working, I hope to get out in front of people and ask them questions, and as I said in my first interview, if you see me, please come up and say hello. I'm still catching my sea legs, if you will, as far as what this job means and how I can best serve the men and women of this organization.
And it's been pretty valuable hearing from everybody, at least just on this sort of informal basis.
I'm encouraged. I think as much as I do know that we need to bring more people back to the geographic areas, we need to put more people back on the streets and patrol. And we're going to have to make some hard decisions about what jobs or what areas that we downsize in order to bolster the stations. as much as I'm doing that and hearing about that, I'm also seeing a lot of enthusiasm. Our working groups that we're forming right now, people are volunteering, asking to step forward, be a part of where we take this organization. Where do we go in the next 5 to 10 years? What changes do we need to make? What enhancements do we do to enact? So I'm encouraged.
And we talked about this for a while, that really all of our functions are to serve that patrol and to serve patrol. And as you see here, the next wave of our patrol officers out there, it does your heart good, doesn't it?
It does. These young men and women, they have a whole life in front of them with this agency. It's a proud organization, and in my 37th year, I'll tell them on their recruit graduation, and well, this coming Friday we've got one. I would trade with them in a moment. As much as we're in a tough time and there's a lot of criticism out there and people who want to second guess what we're doing, this is still a profession of such great meaning and such great purpose. So it heartens my soul to see this. I'm glad I'm not out there doing those sit-ups and so forth.
Understood. Great. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.